السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. I would like to welcome you all in a new episode from our Ramadan 2025 series in أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت. Today we are talking about a very important topic, a topic that is critical for each and every one of us, whether you are young or small. It's الصدق, which is truthfulness, and how truthfulness is actually a foundation for both personal and societal reform. So now I want you to imagine a society where everyone is speaking the truth, where trust is everywhere and businesses are fair, and more importantly, relationships are genuine because everyone is saying the truth. Now, let's compare this with today's world. You tell me, how is our world when it comes to truthfulness? Well, people lie all the time to get ahead. And honesty is, in many cases, seen and perceived as weakness. And more importantly, trust is easily broken. So now we need to figure out truthfulness. How can we bring it back to the world? Because at the end of the day, we need truthfulness in order for us to have a sound society, in order for us to have a just society, in order for us to do any reform for society. But we can't do that without actually committing to truthfulness in our words and actions. So it starts, as we always say, from ourselves. ابدأ بنفسك. So you start yourself this whole journey. And now let's actually dig deep into the Quran. And let's listen to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. And this is in Surah At-Tawbah in verse 119. O you who believe, fear Allah and be among those who are truthful. So truthfulness isn't just a choice here. It's not a luxury, whether you want to take it or not, and it's up to you. No, it's a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And being truthful strengthens your relationship with Allah first and foremost. Did you ever look at it this way? Did you ever perceive it this way? Now you know that it's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be truthful in every single matter of yours. And then the other thing, which is the Prophet ﷺ is telling us in the hadith narrated by both Al-Bukhari and Muslim, be truthful, for truthfulness leads to righteousness and righteousness leads to paradise. And beware of lying, for lying leads to wickedness and wickedness leads to hellfire. May Allah protect us all. So truthfulness isn't just about words. It's shaping your character and your personality, your destiny, first and foremost. So every time you tell a truth, recall that you are getting closer to paradise. May Allah make us among the people of paradise. And every time that you are telling a lie, beware that you are one step away from paradise and unfortunately one step closer to hellfire. And there is another iconic hadith that is narrated in Musnad al-Imam Ahmad, where the Prophet ﷺ was asked, can the believer be coward? He said yes. How about can the believer, the second question, can the believer be stingy? The Prophet ﷺ also said yes. But when he was asked, can the believer be a liar? He said no. So here this hadith is showing you that while believers may struggle with other weaknesses, he may be stingy, he may be coward, it doesn't matter. It can be, and he's still carrying that title of a believer. But here, the Prophet ﷺ is saying that anyone who is not a truthful person cannot be a believer. So it's actually scary to an extent, my brothers and sisters, because this hadith is defining a trait of a sincere Muslim. And deception here is a mark of hypocrisy. May Allah protect us from hypocrisy. So now, if you are genuinely trying to be a reformer and you are convinced that reform is the path forward and the best path that leads to paradise, look at your Prophet ﷺ. He is the best reformer that humanity has ever witnessed, has ever seen. And before even receiving the revelation, what was he called? What was his label? What was his reputation? As-Sadiq al-Amin, the truthful and the trustworthy. and he is combining the two of them together. So ask yourself, if your prophet was like this, do people trust your words? Yes or no? Do people think that you are deceiving them, or they even doubt your words, so your words carry weight or not? And that's why, from an action plan for today and for the rest of Ramadan, inshallah, we have 1 week already left from Ramadan. May Allah protect us, and may Allah accept from all of us all the previous work, and may Allah allow us to excel in the upcoming 3 weeks, inshallah, three weeks plus. So the first step today in our action plan is speak the truth, even though it may be in small matters. It does not matter. So train yourself like an athlete. You need to go through a training. Train yourself in on watching your words, watching every single word that you are saying, and making sure that it is the truth. And remember, ما يلفظ من قول إلا لديه رقيب عتيد. We have mentioned it in a previous episode that he is not pronouncing a single word, except he does have a vigilant witness scribing whatever he is saying. So this is number one. Number two, please avoid white lies. So we have this term of white lie. Oh, listen, that's okay, it's a white lie. There is no white or black lie. There is no white or black lie. A lie is a lie. Whether you are lying in joking, whether you are lying in a serious matter, at the end of the day, it's a lie. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, and do not mix truth with falsehood or conceal the truth while you know it. So, and in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 42. So many people lie for convenience. You can't do that. There are specific occasions that the Prophet ﷺ has given us for the only occasions where lying is accepted, and they are 3 or 4. None is aside from these occasions, or aside from these situations, lying is not considered as okay for a believer. And finally, the third step is correct past lies. Make repentance to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and start moving forward, building a habit of honesty. And if you are trying to exercise true taqwa in Ramadan, watching your actions, watching your words, make sure that you are filtering your word through your consciousness, and make sure that Allah is watching you all the time. So this filter would need to be as strict as possible, because imagine your situation when you are between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is asking you, oh my servant, why did you say so? So to close, I will close with this reminder: your words do define your character. Make them honest and trustworthy. So will you commit today to a life of truthfulness, and integrity? Will you be able to make this pledge today? Truthfulness and integrity. This is the name of the game moving forward. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be agents of change, and to teach us and allow us to learn every single trait that makes us agents of change. I hope that you are having an amazing Ramadan, and please make dua for us in Ramadan as well. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.